What's up everybody, this is BR, and I haven't been uploading in a bit, and mostly it's been because I've been sick with the flu, I've been busy with other obligations, I've needed to do stuff for school, all that stuff. I apologize, but hopefully I'll be able to get back on track with making videos, and I especially want to work on a good video project before the end of the year, so point is, hopefully I'll be able to get back on track. But anyways, for today's video, we are going to talk about Overwatch 2, Season 2, and the patch notes that have come in. And man, are they bad. They are bad. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them, I'm just going to go over a couple of them, of course, just to give you an idea of how bad the patch notes are. If you do want a more in-depth look into the patch notes, I'll leave a card right over here with Flat's video on it. He goes through a lot more and knows a lot more about the game than I do, so, it's going to be there for you if you're actually interested in learning about the entire patch notes. But continuing on, I think the two changes that really steal the show are the ones with Doomfist and Sojourn. Which, first off, Doomfist got a lot of buffs this season. It is insane how much he got tweaked for this season, which, if you don't follow Overwatch 2 or you don't play Overwatch 2 as competitively as other people, then you might think, oh wait, I thought Doomfist was really bad. I thought he wasn't that good of a team player. I thought that he was the worst tank of the game. And I wouldn't blame you, because that's pretty much what the idea was. It was definitely one of the most popular opinions out there during the entire season. But that's all it was an opinion. In reality, Doomfist is actually a pretty powerful hero, not a, tank player. I don't think he excels in playing with the rest of the team, being the tip of the spear. Rather, he excels more as an unstoppable menace. And the thing is that history really just decided to repeat itself. See, back in Overwatch 1, from what I've heard, alright, I never got to play when Doomfist got released. Instead, I played about a year before Overwatch 2 came out. But from what I've heard, Doomfist wasn't popular at all on release. He was just there, and people really wanted him buffed because, he just wasn't good. But as time went on, people realized that, hey, you know what? DPS Doomfist is actually pretty damn good. I mean, his movement tech is amazing. He can, just go across the map really quickly, move around, be an unstoppable hero with movement, and, you never get to shoot him. He can one-hit characters, or he can strategically push them off the map. Point is he was really good at creating chaos. And as time went on, people learned his mechanics, people got used to it, people grinded and found out the possibilities, which with a movement type character is very often the case, People don't realize how to play them. They think, oh, this is too hard, terrible character, you know what, let's forget about it. But then, those who do dedicate time to that character, they realize, oh shit, actually, he's pretty good. All this movement, all this tech ability, the being able to block, being able to punch, being able to just push people off the map, this all turned out to be very, very effective. And as Season 1 continued, people like Zebra, especially if you've seen one of his fucking, Doomfist one-trick videos on YouTube, Doomfist has a great potential of being a sort of pick class, being able to pick off weaker enemies, especially with his stun ability, especially with his ultimate, which can, one-tap supports that just aren't that mobile. Point is, Doomfist already had a lot going for him, and people just didn't realize because they didn't decide to spend time with him. Doomfist is the classic, hard to learn, hard to master, insanely rewarding if you do both. And I still think that people still don't understand that fact. That's why the meta went so much with Zarya, that's why the meta went so much with D.Va and Roadhog, because these heroes are just a lot more understandable. You don't need to learn tech, you don't need to learn, the nuances of movement or stuff. You can get pretty successful results just by playing them the way that you think you should play them. They don't really require that time investment to be good at it, or at least to get good results with them. Doomfist, you do need to practice a little. And of course, by a little, I do mean a lot, but you'll get a lot out of him. Now we're entering Season 2, and he's got just a wide array of buffs, and man, he is going to be a goddamn menace. Now we go to Sojourn, and she's also got some changes which were meant to be, nerfing her a little. But these changes really don't change her that much, if at all. She is still fundamentally a very good character. She can do a lot, and she could still pump out a lot of damage. And thing is that she actually got buffed in the railgun sense. As in, since her general damage has been increased, her railgun can charge a lot faster now. Sure, it decays a lot more, but she still has that one-hit potential. Technically. Especially with her ultimate, which, has been changed, so now she can actually charge up a lot more railgun hits per ultimate. And she is still going to be a menace at the higher ranks because of the fact that all she really needs is good aiming skills. So unless you're playing something like Tank to Diamond or something, more than likely by the time you get to Plat, you can aim good at the very least. And Sojourn is always going to be, very powerful because of that. So all in all, nothing changed for Sojourn, and Doomfist got a massive buff to his kit, and he's just going to be a menace in ranked play, and I just don't like that because I think that Doomfist is one of those fundamentally annoying characters, and they've just kind of increased, what makes him mostly annoying, the stun, the knockback by punches, which can lead you off the map, which insta-kills you, the fact that he gets a lot of health from, using his abilities and just makes him unkillable, which gets worse as, the higher ranks you get, because that means that the better Doomfists know especially how to better survive and kite damage. It's just not going to be a good time. And this is where I kind of start to understand what is wrong with Blizzard's balancing team. And I think I finally understand, all right? I think the problem with Blizzard is that they deal too much with numbers. They like changing numbers. They like, tuning things to utter shit. They kind of change numbers and say, all right, we kind of gave what the people wanted. Here it is. We'll pass it out into a patch notes. There you go. We fixed the game. We saved the city. And I feel like the reason why they're doing that is because they don't understand their own characters. They don't look at the fundamental parts of the characters. They don't look at the big picture, and they're so focused on just fine tuning everything that they don't realize that maybe it's not the numbers that are skewed, maybe it's not the numbers that are just bad and that's what causes a bad character, but the overall design of a character that really just makes it a terrible time to play. They just hope that maybe by changing some numbers, maybe by, reducing something, adding something, reducing something, and even then, they're not really that good at it. Like, I would fucking hate to see Blizzard fucking balancing Team Fortress 2 or something. I can already imagine in my head the changes that they would do to TF2 if they had their chance. Like, I think Team Fortress 2 has one of the greatest balancing philosophies, which has to do a lot with, character identity and making sure that characters don't, overlap with each other or do too much. I totally bet you if they got their grummy hands on Team Fortress 2, they would just change Spy to have his revolver deal 100 damage because maybe his revolver wasn't doing enough and he wasn't, fighting in the front lines long enough because of a lot of people complaining that Spy isn't a frontline character. Or they would buff Heavy speed because maybe he just isn't fast enough and people were complaining that maybe he just wasn't getting to fights fast enough. Disregarding the fact that slowness is what balances Heavy. It's what makes his identity as a character. Or giving Medic a weapon that could definitely just one-tap characters like Scouts and Spies. Not realizing that Medic is supposed to be terrible at fighting. Because his identity is a Medic. He's supposed to be dogged on by every other class in the game. Giving him a weapon that makes him more offensive would completely destroy the point of the character. And I really do think that's what the problem with Blizzard is. They don't understand people's roles, they don't understand characters, heroes, they don't understand any of that. All they hear is the complaining and then they just change some numbers without realizing the consequences that come afterwards. And sometimes they're not even consequential at all. I mean, they gave fucking Mercy's pistol a lot more ammo so that way she could defend herself a lot better. What the fuck is wrong with them, dude? Like, do they just not understand? Do they just not understand what game they're playing? And here I am thinking that they have a team of pros to talk to who understand the game in a fundamental level. Obviously, they don't fucking listen to them whatsoever because otherwise changes like these just wouldn't happen. At this point, I think that Blizzard's balancing ideology is just throw everything against the wall, see what fucking sticks. And I'm feeling like they're doing this on purpose, because they want a season to be distinct and unique and to be interesting. Ooh, we're gonna make all these changes to make the game more interesting. It doesn't make the game more interesting. It makes it fucking frustrating, dude. Seriously. It's to the point where I don't even want to fucking play the game anymore, dude. Like, dude, I've uninstalled the game because I don't want to play the beginning of this season. I just want to, skip over it right now. I want to play other games that I have on my Steam library. I've noticed that Overwatch 2 has taken a lot of my time, and really, why am I going to get frustrated over it? I'm just going to skip this new season. I'm going to go play other games. I'll wait until, the mid-season patch notes or something. I don't know. I'll probably just play quick play. Point is, I just wanted to uninstall the game so that way, that would motivate me to do something else. That's really all I really got to say about this patch, honestly. Also, why the fuck did they nerf Junker Queen? Why? What the fuck? But anyways, if you found this video interesting, like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. If you'd like to see more content just like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to support this channel, I do have a Patreon in the description. Thank you so much to my fellow patrons, and I will talk to you guys later.